Hey,
Hey. All right, we're about to go. I'm live on YouTube. It is called How to Be Committed Without Regretting It.
let's do it.
Mute that, and then I'll put the link here on Little Monk. Also, Capone, you can go to the link in my bio, and you'll be able to come live on the Zoom, which is much more entertaining. All right, guys, on YouTube, I'm posting the link, zoom.us/j/3814661. So click that link if you want to. I'll get my headphones, Yuri, so there's no echo.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Saul, do you live in San Jose? San Diego. Is that close? How far is that away from San Jose? I live in Toronto. 8 hours. Oh,
Are you guys having a pissing contest? I live further. I'm in Florida.
further from what?
From San Jose, the
I live
center
in
of the universe.
live in Toronto, so I win.
Yeah, but due to gravity, you're close because you go downhill to get to San Jose. You gotta go uphill.
That's a fair
Okay.
point.
Yeah, right. That's super fair. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. Who do we have? Here? Let's see. We got Aldo. What's up? We got Capone. Yeah, what's up? Let's see on Zoom here. We got Dr. Ace and Saul Castillo. What's up? The goal is to live in the Bay Area. Yeah. Hey, man, let's all get a mansion and live in the Bay Area. What do you guys think about it?
I think that's a great idea.
A mansion. It'll have like 5 bedrooms. Then we each pitch in like $800 a month. No problem. Get a, yeah, it's no problem. Super easy. Let's do it. Pete Kirkwood's already down to do it. Yuri's down to do it. Yogi Chris is down to do it. Sal Castillo. But I think Sal Castillo, you got some family obligations until you do that. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, we're streaming on YouTube right now. Okay, so let's get going. All right. How to be committed without regretting it. 3. Welcome, everyone, to this episode of The Science of Spiritual Growth, where we talk about all things because all things are spiritual. Nothing is taboo. Nothing is forbidden. All is permitted. We have an exciting topic for you today. It's called How to Be Committed Without Regretting It. How to commit without regret. That's an even more succinct title. I'm one of your hosts, Yogi Chris, PhD, founder of Ninth Limb Yoga. That's a new path to the same mountaintop, whatever yoga, Buddhism, Jainism, Christianity, Islam, whatever any religion, bring all your priests, whatever the top of the mountain experience is for any of them, that's what we're talking about. And that's what Ninth Limb Yoga will get you to. I'm also the host of many podcasts, author of many books. I have a PhD in the Normie universities, and I make my money traveling the world teaching yoga. And I'm here today to talk about how to be committed without regret. Before we dive into it, I'd like to say, if you're catching the recording, definitely leave us a comment, leave us a review. We're big on iTunes. We're top 10 in Philadelphia on Podomatic, and we'll be transferring to a new podcast platform, but still your comments and reviews are appreciated. You can join our private Facebook group for free training, and there's links to contact me and my co-host. So this brings me about to my co-host. He is an advanced Buddhist meditator living in Toronto, Canada currently, and has full recall of a past life of a Southeast Asian monk. That's right, he was Asian, but now he's Caucasian. He also can tap into his deep inner wisdom, and he brings forth excellent wisdom with his communication and knowledge of hypnosis. And welcome to the show, Little Monk IMC, aka Yuri Verbishchuk.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. Welcome, everyone. And we briefly had a conversation before we started this podcast. So what is this topic about? What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, commit without regret. Have you ever, Yuri, hesitated before you committed to doing something?
Of course. Yeah, many times.
And when you hesitate, do you see any commonalities in your hesitations, that you could describe? How would you describe that hesitation?
Yeah, I think the underlying hesitation is it going to be worth it for me? If it's going to be worth it. Yeah.
And so it sounds like, I was going to say it seems like, and then it came out as like it sounds like. It seems like and it sounds like, to know if it's worth it for you, you must know what value you seek.
Yes. Yeah.
To know if something is worth it for you, worth means like a value, right? It's going to bring the value. But I could bring you lots of value in, let's say, mathematics training, but maybe that's not valuable to you. How are you going to use that in your life? I could bring you lots of value in painting skills, to a striving artist. The skill set of painting is very valuable. To a Wall Street buff, maybe painting skills aren't very valuable, and vice versa. The Wall Street skills might not be valuable to a person who's not going to use it. So your hesitation came from not knowing if it would be worth it for you.
Yeah.
How can you assess? I mean, you have deep stillness within you. We got about 15 minutes before we got right? 15 minutes, or about how long do we have?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. So guys, prepare your questions. If you got try to get to them, we'll keep it brief. How do you know if it's worth it for you? How did you make that assessment? Or how can we make that assessment?
Every time that I made a decision of investing my money into some program, it's usually something to do with this. Something that I would ask myself is, what outcome do I want? Does this person have it? And are the resources that I have that this person wants me to exchange for, is it fair? Like, am I going to get more value than the cash value that I'm giving? And usually there's some hesitancy because I'm not sure. And that it was almost always resolved by some communication with another person, and they convince me, or they show me that yes, actually it is. And this is the process that I've seen play out in my life.
I see. Yeah. So it sounds like the root of hesitation is uncertainty.
Uncertainty, yes. Yes.
And you resolve the uncertainty by talking with this, because there's probably many activities, like you just used the example of joining a program or getting a teaching from somebody. I'm wondering, how do I describe it in a more generic way, like the hesitancy to try something new? Maybe there isn't a teacher, but like, I don't know, try dancing, go to take singing lessons. I guess there's always a teacher there. Or, just break out of your habits, do something different, wake up early, wake up later. I don't know. Research that new skill. Don't do that one thing, instead do this other new thing. The hesitancy, will it be worth it? In your case, what you were describing in like a teaching setting is that uncertainty is resolved by communication with the person that's selling you something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What if somebody isn't selling something? What if you have this other kinds of hesitation I'm describing where there isn't somebody selling something? Worth entertaining right now. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
So if you have hesitation, let's see, what would I hesitate to do? If I hesitated to, let's say, go out to a social venue. Maybe there's a club that I want to go to, or a bar or a pub or whatever you call these places, and I hesitate going. So that's not me. There's not a teacher that needs to sell me on something. That hesitation is uncertainty if it's going to be worth it for me. And so what do I do in that situation? How do I handle that hesitation? What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think that you have to sell yourself. You have to be really good at influencing yourself first. That's why learning influence techniques is so important. You have to understand what your goal is and how you can convince yourself to go towards this goal, even though there's a lot of pain, potential pain that you can experience after going after this goal. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that definitely, like, pain and suffering, which is the language of spiritual growth, right? This is what we talk about here, is like, how do we overcome suffering? How do we go past suffering? How do we move past pain and get into the pleasure? How do we get into the expansion and the growth, which are like the flip sides of things? When you're in pain, you're generally not growing. You're like, claustrophobic. You want to expand. And, so selling yourself on your outcomes, it seems like one must be very clear on their goals and how, okay, so it sounds like that's what you were saying. Like, you must be good at selling yourself, persuading yourself. Persuasion is essential to overcome uncertainty. And But I could see it being a very dangerous skill set in the hands of the wrong person, being able to persuade, but not having a clear goal. This would be what you might call someone who, like, have you ever heard or been called yourself someone who likes to argue?
I've heard people say that. Yeah, not
You
about
are
me, but
huh?
not about me, but someone else. I've heard that.
Yes, you've heard that tossed around. Look, if they like to argue, it takes two to argue, and so they are good at persuading other people into an argument.
Mm.
So they are good at persuasion. They just have the wrong goals.
That makes sense.
So it seems, but if you have the best goals ever, you're super clear on it, but you don't have persuasion skills. I mean, that's not going to end well either. So definitely both are needed. Communication skills. I mean, communication is persuasion, but getting crystal clear on your goals. So hesitancy. How do you commit without regret? Regret is what is this word regret? I'm going to look it up. What do you think the word regret means? I really want to get the algebra of this down so that I get to a clear outcome in this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say regret is wishing that you hadn't done something after you've done it.
Yeah, they say regret is feel sad, repentant, or disappointed over something that has happened or been done, especially a loss or missed opportunity. So disappointment over a missed opportunity, or sadness or repentance over a missed opportunity or something that you did, which is to say something that you did, because anything you did that's a whole laundry list of things that you didn't do. You did one thing and you didn't do everything else. And so regret what you did. It comes from the Germanic Greek. So let's look up the etymology here. Regret. To look back with, let's see, which is older, the noun or the verb? The verb is older. Late 14th century, so that's 1300s. To look back with distress or sorrowful longing. To grieve for on remembering. To long after, bewail, lament someone's death, ask the help of, great care, blah, 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 blah. So to look back with distress. Regret. To look back with distress. So there's an old saying that when I used to do drugs, I used to love quoting this saying. It was from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's very funny. It's from the Anthony Kiedis, who's the singer, but he's quoting another singer. So it's funny because I'm quoting a singer who quoted another singer in their song. And that other singer was the guy, I forget the guy's name from some other band. I forget the name of the song or the name of the band. It's a popular band, but not as popular as Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's from that like early 90s, like funk, grunge, rock kind of thing. And so Anthony Kiedis says, it's better to regret something you did than something you didn't do. So it's a quote, not my quote, but I'm looking at it like I'm about to make a $25,000 investment. And would I rather regret not having made that investment, not following through with that thing, missed opportunity? Or would I rather regret spending the $25,000? Man, that was a waste of money. Didn't turn out the way I expected it to be.
Wow, interesting.
In times like that, I fall back on that old saying of it's better to regret something you did than something you didn't do. And so regret meaning, in the etymology of it, to look back with distress or sorrowful longing. Yeah, So that's how I look at that. So how to be committed, how to commit without regret. What stops commitment is hesitation. Hesitation is uncertainty. An uncertainty that it's going to be worth it for me. So I lack commitment because I don't know if it's going to be worth it for me. And so in that uncertain realm, that kind of gray area of, is it going to be worth it for me? I am setting myself up for a potential regret, I think. And how do we overcome this uncertainty is communicating with the person that's selling me something, or measuring and balancing for myself, is this worth it to me? And to do that, one must have a sense of what is valuable to me. And to do that, one must have a sense of where am I going? Value could be valuable in the opposite direction. Like, let's say if maybe if I like being like a professional athlete, like a fighter or something, it might be hard to be a meditation monk if I was going to be a fighter. I don't know. It's hard to find. There seems to be relationships between all things in the universe. Finding something like it would be hard to be a cattle farmer and, a vegan chef. Like those would be two opposites. So, but to some people, the knowledge base of cattle farming would be very valuable. But if my goal isn't that, then it's actually counter value. It's opposite value. It's negative value. That would take me away from maybe, I don't know. So how do we become clear on our goals?
Well, yeah, I think that whenever you make a decision to purchase something, you have some kind of image in your mind of what you want this thing to fulfill. So if you're buying an educational product, you're probably running a movie in your mind of the best possible outcome after you've learned these skills of how that's going to make you better, how you're going to be able to do different things, how you're going to be able to be different. So I think just that. So just noticing what is the mental image that you have for the best case scenario of you purchasing this product and applying all the things that you're going to learn from it.
Wow. I love that. What is the best case scenario of all the mental images I have about this? I'd say that's getting hella close to your goal. So it sounds like let's talk about that tomorrow. Let's talk about how to get clear on your goals. And it's almost like a business. It sounds like a businessy type of thing. So maybe we can even talk about spiritual goals. And cool. So there are no comments. I don't see any comments or questions right now. Anything on Instagram?
If there's anything else that you like, we can continue the dialogue because I have like 10 more minutes. Painters are coming.
Painters come in?
Yeah.
Oh, there is a question. I see a question. Sal Castillo, powerful. How do you cut off fear in your voice from your behavior when you feel it permeate through whole physiology? Self-image. If you catch fear coming through in your voice, I fall back. I love quotes. I fall back on an old quote from my teacher, Arash Sapardibazar. He said, "Speak your truth, even if your voice trembles." So, like you say, it's permeating your whole physiology. Your body is afraid. You're not afraid. It's just your body. Your body is afraid. Keep speaking. It's you. And that's what I have to say on that.
Yeah, I think fear is just natural. And the only way to really cut it off is just through experience, through doing whatever that thing is that you're afraid of and continuously to do that. And the more comfortable you get, the less fear you have in your voice. And just know that people subconsciously trust you more when they sense some, when they sense the humanness in you. So fear isn't that bad when you're standing in front of people.
Definitely. Yeah. Bravery to continue to communicate, man, that's valuable. In fact, one of the outcomes that I'm seeking. Oh, the live video paused.
Oh, back.
Yeah, somebody called me. The outcome that I'm seeking is fearlessness. This is an outcome that I seek in my training, that I am saving my money and preparing myself for my next level of training. It's fearlessness, because I feel the odor. It's still there. It's like when you have that one, you put on all clean clothes, but then you put on that like half dirty shirt. It's like still there. There's still like a little scent or something. Or, you go in your car and there's like that one thing that's still like making an odor. Like there's some fear that's still like in the system somewhere when it comes to me taking action. I know this because and I think there is there's a retraining of my body. But the other night I was out and I walked past, I don't know, like 6 gorgeous women, and they were all done up. And there was a hesitation. I did something else. I did something. I didn't do nothing, but just that hesitation, that uncertainty of the outcome, which I think on the deepest roots is fear. There's fear there. And so fearlessness is one thing that I see. And man, you're dangerous, man. If you become a Tasmanian devil, if you become a Wolverine, if you become a honey badger, and you're fearless, you're not invincible, but you're definitely harder to beat. So,
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, there are plenty of animals that are big and dangerous that because they were raised since they were a baby, that they have fear of their captor. They're so strong, but they are paralyzed. Their action is paralyzed because of psychological control.
Interesting. I wonder what the process would be for eliminating fear. Like I'm sure that if someone that has very little fear or no fear teaches you just from their own beingness, you can observe, you'll kind of start to mirror that within them, and you'll start to shed away fear.
There is a mirroring. What I found is even in instances that a person didn't like teach themselves, like let's say they're a natural, they naturally have that quality. Just in dialogue with that person, you get their state of mind about the thing. So you voice your insecurities, you voice the thing, you voice how you see it, and they will immediately. I know this from because I'm a coach that I immediately hear. I wouldn't think about it like that. Process it like here's how I would talk, and then I say how I think about it, and then you get their words, you get their ideas, and it's like when you read a fantasy book or you read a novel, you get all kinds of ideas and concepts that you would have never thought of. They're just outside of your library of concepts that you can access. So just being in communication with somebody that doesn't have that problem will do something. I don't know if it'll like fully solve, but it will do something. So what I intend to do is go around a man that I have found that is the most fearless man that I've met. And that's what I'm going to do. Wow. So we'll wrap it up here. Any closing words? We're going into goal setting, spiritual goal setting tomorrow, which for any of you business people out there, that's also materialistic goal setting because that's what we do here at Science of Spiritual Growth. But I'll hand it over to Yuri. Any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Yeah, I think it's very important for people to understand what their values are and their goals are in life. Because after speaking with some of my friends yesterday, I've noticed that that it's not clear in people. If I ask someone what do you value in life, it should be instantaneous. You should be able to give me some 2, 3, or 4 things that come up. And so it's important for people to understand what is important to them and learn to communicate.
Absolutely. And for this, I have my online training program on communication and goal setting, but I'm going to give you some value tomorrow. But the biggest value, I save it for those people that exchange. Always check out ninthlimb.com for my silent flute training program. And we'll see you tomorrow every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, unless we change that time in the future. I might even stop saying that because we might change the time, but just keep a lookout. Look in the descriptions. It'll be updated what time we do the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.